Hi everybody. Hi. So welcome to BANKEX. We would like to welcome our advisor and old friend. It's Sergienko, who came from Australia, and the founder of Time.
Yeah, hi guys, nice to meet. Nice to see everyone here. I mean, maybe we should wait a little bit until the views pick up. So far we got one, and there's a bit of a lag in translation here in the video feed, but I guess we'll manage. So first of all, thank you Igor and the team. I mean, you can't see it there, but we got at least 30 people standing in front of us here, wishing us all well. And that's the guys responsible for the success of BANKEX and the whole team and all the future projects that these guys are going to produce. And I'm sure they're going to produce something really cool. And let's wish them all the best. And so the guys have invited us here, and we were just talking to Igor about the what's going to happen in 2018, and where the hell is everything going here. So why the hell are we doing this? What is happening next, and what to expect out of this whole hype theme, rather.
Yeah, the hype is over. The hype is over, and right now we expect this year that is the real stuff will come up, and the projects that connect offline, off-chain, and traditional financial industry with crypto. Those projects will be the future unicorns and the biggest companies like Google. So we and BANKEX and Time, they're going in different ways, but basically on the same path of connecting this crypto and initial coin offering toolkit to off-chain industry. So let's start from you, Sergey.
So what Igor mentioned and what we're trying to do here, we see that 2017 has been fun and great, and everything's been wonderful, right? Somebody was really unhappy there. That's right, we'll ignore that one, right? There's more happy than unhappy. But besides the point, 2017 has been really wonderful in terms of hype and in terms of crypto cap growing, easy, well over 1,000%, right? Like, what is it? It started the year with 17 billion cap, and ended the year with 450 or so. And 2018, in our opinion, is probably going to be all about the tie between the traditional economy and the crypto economy. So it's all great that crypto economy is growing. It's all great that everything is going well. But at the end of the day, unless you tie it up to something really cool, and unless you tie it up to something that a 60-year-old banker can understand, or whoever signs the checks in the bank can understand, and do something with, and then it's all to tell the truth, useless. So at the end of the day, something needs to happen to connect the traditional economy to the crypto economy. So like Igor mentioned, we're going about it the different ways. From us, what we're trying to do, all right, that's going to be a little inside there, but what we're trying to do, we're trying to acquire a few companies in the traditional field that will allow us to get on board with all the funds and basically start bringing fiat money into the crypto money, and we'll try to be as a bridge between crypto economy and traditional economy, and thereby we're trying to achieve our purpose to tokenize work time, essentially. And Igor is gonna tell us a little more about how they're trying to do it and how BANKEX is trying to do it, and there's no right or wrong. There's no right or wrong answer or right or wrong way to try to tie up the two economies together. But I guess we're just going to have to wait and see, because nobody else done it before. So.
Yeah. I just come back from United States. I was in Vegas, and one of the biggest in the United States conference on structured finance and capital markets. And blockchain session was the most got the most interest there. So the people just were staying in the air, no seats available, and anyway, but they were traditional people. We at BANKEX was the only one crypto company there. Another company that I found was Symbion, that was offered solutions on blockchain tokenization. And we expect in this industry by the end of this year one big issue, origination of 750 million done on blockchain technology, and this is going to be the trigger when the big capital markets will start to collaborate and work using blockchain technologies. So we foresaw this trend, and we're working on this trend already for the last year. So right now we are working on with two big partners on the two tokenization platforms that are going to be done on BANKEX platform. One is named MovieCoin, and the initial coin offering going to be scheduled for mid of May. It's a Cannes Festival. And another one is Green Metal. So MovieCoin is the platform for tokenization of movies, of raising money for movie financing. And this is done with the leading producers in Hollywood, and this doesn't exist before as an asset class. So we are the first people who created this asset class, and this will take, this is going to be a couple of billions dollars in a few years. So this is our prediction here. And the second asset class is green metal. So we're going to tokenize the inventories of platinum and palladium in the biggest production facilities all over the world, and we're going to also work in there with the biggest partners. So our approach is to find the people who are ready for that in the companies and partner with them, and to create some big tokenization platform. So we apply ITO technique, initial coin offering technique, to traditional industry and create this new asset classes. And the main bottleneck here is, of course, regulation. So this, because it's impossible to do with the regular ICO way to do tokenization of the real world asset class for hundreds of millions of dollars. So a lot of jobs should be done. It should be done the custodian part. It should be done the KYC part. It should be done the hedging. It should be a tokenization platform. In the US, there are a bunch of licenses that we're gonna get, and to find the license sponsors: Regulation D, Regulation S, Regulation A+. It's a money transfer license. It's a FinSec license. So it's in some states it's bit license New York. So it's a lot of job, and this is a lot of work. Yeah, a lot of work. And in Australia, as far as I know, there is similar.
Yeah, a lot of work to be done. And as Igor was saying, so like literally nothing exists at the moment. I mean, everybody talks about it, but nobody is kind of doing anything. Well, somebody's doing something about it, but let's fingers crossed that we're gonna be the first ones of the mark. In terms of licensing, obviously, the licensing needs to happen. In terms of new asset classes, this is quite amazing. And MovieCoin, that's what the guys are launching mid-May. MovieCoin is a great example of that, because at the moment what is happening, and I think, to tell the truth, I think like a lot of people might have an issue with it, because if a producer or if a company finances the movie, they push their agenda into the movie. So you really can't have an independent movie, that is of great, say, production value, because independent movies, you don't usually have a lot of production money behind them, right? But with this, for example, it would be possible to have a greatly produced independent movie, really independent. I mean, how awesome is this? And like that's what the blockchain, and that's what we're doing here is all about, right? Just giving new opportunities to the people and companies that didn't have them before. And that's what we're trying to achieve here. And I mean, I'm honored to be able to be a part of it, and I'm sure as Igor is, and I mean, it's a great time we're living in, guys. So
yeah, I'm happy that Sergey, who was well known in the crypto world as an anarchist, he's now joining our guys who is going institutional ways, and I'm happy that more and more beautiful minds like joining this direction.
No, by all means, guys. And I mean, you can see what's happening here, you know. But yeah, thank you for the kind words, mate. I mean, basically that's pretty much what an update of what we're trying to do. Basically, we're trying to tie up traditional finance and the crypto finance together, and we're looking at new ways to tokenize a lot of things, right? And a lot of good things. And out of this, hopefully, will kick us and what did they say? Kick us and take some names or something like that, right? That's right.
Yeah, and in terms of region, it's not just US. So we have very serious engagements, and starting right now in Hong Kong, South Korea, and Japan. And I'm gonna visit Japan end of March. Some of our team members starting project in South Korea with one of the biggest telecom companies there. In Hong Kong, we are doing this green metal tokenization, so platinum, palladium. So it's coming all over the world, and it's basically there are no lack of clients. So we just have to prioritize and to go the right direction.
By the way, about green metal, for those of you who don't know, what is it? Palladium, and basically that's a metal. That's metals that are used to create batteries, correct?
Yeah, it's Tesla. Tesla batteries.
Okay,
yeah.
Tesla batteries, and as we can see, the tendency now for the world to move away from fossil fuels and into the electrical space. See, it's a ghost. As soon as I start talking about it, all the oil companies in the world, they start saying all the karma here, shaking the thing. But besides the point, so obviously we can see that the whole world is moving away from fossil fuels and towards renewable energy, and I mean that's obviously a great product, right? And if we as humanity can take it away from the say grab of the greedy oil companies, right? I mean that's a great thing, and that's what the guys are working on, and it's freaking epic.
Yeah, still. We're about evolution, not revolution. So just
no, that's right. Well, yeah, it's not revolution. It's I mean, yeah, like we always like that's why we work with the bankers and funds and everything, right? To make sure that we all arrive at the good solution that everyone's happy with. You know, not like before, but nobody's kind of us, but you know, like crypto allowed us to basically kick the door in of the guys that are usually very, very traditional and make him start talking to us. Now that's pretty awesome in my opinion. What do you think? I mean, obviously.
Our ideal clients are those biggest banks and biggest oil companies and biggest commodity resource companies all over the world. So we want to help them to evolve and to improve their offering and make it more available. So like
and more efficient.
More efficient.
I mean, as we all know.
Yeah, like in Hollywood right now, that the industry quite non-transparent. So we are for responsible movie financing. We want to make the industry more transparent, and also we want to increase opportunity to invest in Hollywood movies to people all over the world. So as everybody knows, it's quite difficult to find the right place where you can invest money in Hollywood and do not lose them. So we make the best deals available for people, for institutional investors and qualified investors all over the world. So this is the value that we bring.
Then straight away, I'm sure the guys watching are going to have a real cool, straight away the question, right? What if they have a cool movie idea? What should they do? And they can't get funding. Should they maybe look out for movie talking and look at movie talking as a way to fund the project? That'd be
this kind. So our first priority is to serve the industry and to make the industry work with institutional money and so make the industry transparent for traditional players. But the second one is also, of course, any independent script writers and producers who can come there and just get the objective ranking from independent advisors, independent movie makers, and finally get their way to the movie creation.
That's right, guys. So if you have a movie that you wanna produce, the time is coming for you to be able to do that much simpler, and that's very cool. All right. So somebody said we have questions, so should we take some questions from the audience or something?
Sergey, let me be the first one. Hello, happy to see you.
Thank you.
In our office.
Before we go, so just so you know, guys, so like I said, we hold like 30 people here. I don't know if the cameraman can show it, but
Can we show the camera?
Yeah, can you maybe swing the camera around or something? Well, it's here. But besides, take my word for it, right? There's about 30 people here, and they have questions, and we're trying to.
I think we can, yeah.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, we can.
Wave to the.
Okay.
So.
All right. Yes.
My name is Alex, and I'm managing one of the BANKEX projects. The name of the project is Media Token, and the main purpose of the project is to tokenize social media bloggers from Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, and so on. And now we are going to enter the YouTube market. We find it's quite prospective with billions of users, billions of dollars in advertising, And we also know that you not only the crypto hero, but also you have a YouTube channel.
Yes.
And I just like to know what do you think about the whole idea of tokenizing YouTube channels, and maybe some advice from you.
All right. With the, I mean, see, with YouTube and social media, and like, I mean, it's a great thing to like. YouTube was started essentially on that, right? Because so Google was sharing ad revenues from the people that were doing advertising with them, with the producers of content, and this is kind of a new wave, because currently, if you're not producing content that gives you know, billions of views, you're probably not making enough money to survive on, right? So if you're not one of what's his name? What's the top guy? I forgot the couple of guys that actually PewDiePie or something, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's top guy. So if you're not him and you're not getting endorsed by brands or anything, I mean, like from all the guys that I know that are average or like that are kind of on the way to be great, like the best they can get is, you know, a free pair of watch or something. But this and tokenizing essentially the YouTube guys and the Instagram guys is a great thing to motivate everyone. The problem comes though, and it's not like, and that's the problem I probably should, and I was actually thinking about it. The problem comes is that, as usual, we need to think about making it so it's more evenly spread, because like what happens, right? If somebody produces content, like good content, for example, that content is gonna reign supreme, and they're gonna take everything. So it's like you know, if you're a baseball player or something, you always you have the guy on like sitting there on X. Everybody below is 0.001x, even though they're just slightly worse. You know, so the thing like here, you like it's a great idea, but like let's think together of how we can make it so maybe the guys in the middle will also get rewarded, and not the usual kind of reward model will be apparent. All right, because currently, like I said, currently, and I'm not the only one to issue to say the problem, because it's also the winner's problem. I think there is in game theory, I think there is something about that. So the top guy gets all the rewards, and I mean that'd be great if somebody somehow we can come up with a way that you know that quality guys that may not be that popular at the top yet, that they have a real motivation to kind of like, you know, to get rewarded for their effort. So, but it's a great idea. It needs to be done.
Yeah,
obviously.
I think the media token, it's it's direct application of continuation of social network models and everything that was already created by YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. So it's exactly the economy that these guys need in order to make their small business out of that.
That's right, because like I was saying, small business, it's either a huge business at the top or like, you know, a free pair of watch that you can like.
Yeah, and, the banks, if you know, the banks basically don't have good products for that, because for banks any loans like below 10K, it's basically doesn't make sense, because most likely it will not cover the overheads. And this is where blockchain came, because we can cut those overheads, and for us any small loans matter, so we can work with many of them as a one big loan. So
that is actually a good point, because to go from the average producer to a good producer, right? A lot of the times it's a camera, right? And yeah, cameras and lenses, they go for like $10,000. And I don't know if you ever tried to borrow $10,000 from a bank, but you'd struggle, right? If you're just starting, if you're 18 years old or something, or 17 even, or 16, then you'd struggle to get a credit card, right? I think you can only get a credit card at 18 or something, right? But with the credit card, obviously come great interest rates. But I mean, by rewarding them, everyone, I guess, incrementally, and producing and making a product that will allow for that to happen, like that's what the guys are working on. That'd be awesome, great, and real step forward, I reckon.
Yeah, so this is one of those products that is driven by community. So we come up with the idea of this concept, proof of concept, just because of several bloggers reach out to us and told about their pain, that they want to raise money in order to make their blog bigger from 100,000 subscribers to millions, and they want to reach the level when they will get the money from the biggest retail companies where the real advertising budgets. So they need the money in order to grow their audience, to create more quality content. And
Right.
so this is how we come up with this product, and our plans is to build the whole loop and help them to raise money, and after that present this product and make the integration with one of the biggest social network platforms.
And Sergey, what would you advise to me and to the whole project team?
I reckon community consultation. In other words, to like work with as many, like get as many opinions, from the guys who actually work there, what they want to see there. You know, I mean, it's good that we can have a little focus group and work out what we think should happen, but it's probably better to ask the guys that what they require and then go from there. And one great thing about blockchain as well, and I was actually thinking about it, and I should probably see, lucky we're doing the video because I just remembered what I need to ask Igor about, right? So tokenizing the property, and I think we spoke about it, but that'd be cool. But that's I guess it's in the next show that we're gonna do.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
I have some questions for you.
Yeah, so good. Geez, there's like 30 guys. I hope you got a whole day free. So.
You'll see the recording at night. Yeah. So my name is Grigory. I'm responsible for the work with community and social media, and you are quite famous in crypto community, and you know how to build your personal brand. And what do you think are the main points in building personal brand in social media? And the second question is, do you drive it by your own, or by your team, or some outsource agency?
See, like in terms of, I mean, with me, we just like I'm not gonna bullshit to anyone here, right? But it's just we've just been in the right place at the right time. We were just first ones, and
brave enough, yeah.
That's right, brave enough at the time, essentially. And also what's happening is that see, I don't do too many videos in English, right? But in Russian I do a lot of videos. So if you've seen my videos in Russian, you'd probably see that they're really shitty produced, right? Like, but then I kind of what I try to do is I try to, well, I'm trying to be honest there, right? So if I think they say the project is a scam, I probably would say it is. You know, if I see an obvious, like if I see a lot like something that a lot of people miss, I would point it out and everything, right? And then trying to relate to users and speak to users the same way as I would like someone to speak to me, and that's essentially it. And like in my case also, I don't hold anything back, right? So I swear, and like, you know, as it comes, you know. So, and I guess I look like a freaking Eisenberg, so that helps, right? So thanks to Breaking Bad for making this image famous, right? That was an American joke, right? Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So the main secret is honesty.
Well, yeah, the main secret is on, like, see, like I'm not sure, like, I mean, I'm far away from, like I said, that guy who mentioned before, PewDiePie, yeah, I'm far away from him, but in my case, the main thing is honesty and real, so and to appear that people can relate to you, you know what I mean? So I actually address like all the questions that thrown at me and everything, you know. So it's an understanding that a person can actually, like, you know, reach out to someone they see on TV or whatever and ask, and it's not usually the case, you know. So that's how I do it, I guess. So that's pretty much it.
Okay, great.
Thank you. Well, all right, guys.
Okay, one question more. My name is Boris. I'm product manager in project of tokenization franchise shop.
You guys do everything. That's not bad. That's a compliment. Yeah.
What do you think about the possibility of a tokenization franchising business?
I never thought about it, but it's freaking cool. The main thing with franchise, like, see, with franchise, it's really cool, right? So obviously the biggest franchise we're talking about was Starbucks, McDonald's, right? And I actually know a few things about franchising, right? The banks have no problem funding franchises like with franchisees, if these franchises, they have certain number of points already there, right? So for example, if it's McDonald's, then they won't have a problem getting finance from the bank, with say 30% down, and the rest bank will finance to you, right? But then even like McDonald's is a pretty safe bet, right? Because no matter what happens, McDonald's, chances are McDonald's is probably going to pull through, right? But for the franchises that are just getting into the market, reaching a critical point where the banks will step in and say, you know what, we know these franchises will fund it, is the main thing. And a lot of franchises actually fall or just stay local. Like for example, in Australia, there are a few companies that are great, and they try to come out of Australia into Asia Pacific region or America, and they haven't pulled through. I like to tell the truth. Like I think the Canadian Tim Horton, I think that could be a good client. I don't know if American banks fund that particular one.
It's basically for the most emerging markets is the problem. Basically, the franchisee, they have to prove that the model is sustainable, and they have something on the balance sheet, something in place in order to kind of to be collateral against the future loans for franchising models. So it's still a problem, and what we like with tokenization of franchisee, it's that the people who participate in buying on these tokens, they basically are customers of this franchisee, and they can even vote, open in the next franchisee shop in their district, and then they can create the community better, and more it becomes better for everybody to live, and they invest money into something that makes the life of the community and around them more sustainable.
What we work with is I just kind of thought of it, right? Because at the moment, right, if you want to start a business, or if you want to go into franchise, your stepping stone, what's stopping you is well, essentially the banks, your drive, and everything, right? So if you, for example, I don't know, like let's go to Addis Ababa, right, somewhere in Africa or something, right? If you're in Africa, and I mean there are a lot of things stopping you, including the funding. So it would be very difficult to open a KFC in there, right? But now. And the chances are a lot of people who are maybe capable of running something, or running a franchise very good, they don't get to the stage where they get funding for it, and they can't show themselves. But now, and this is important, now we actually, as humanity and people, we're actually standing on the cusp of something really cool where traditionally where people were stopped, now they'll have a chance of doing it, and they have a proven chance of doing it, because I mean, obviously if community votes, if they want to have a, you know, a McDonald's or whatever franchises they want, then you get it funded. It's pretty awesome actually. So I think we're coming into the new world.
We give the leverage. We give the leverage to entrepreneurs and to
to the guys that really want to change.
To the guys like us who want to change the world or change their own community or change their city.
Well, let's high five to that. That's very cool.
Yeah.
So that's awesome product.
Yeah. So when BANKEX we have the concept of incubator inside, and we are making many of those pilots and proof of concepts of the potential tokenization model in order to have technology in place and proof of concepts to be ready when the market comes. So we publish them on the website. You can find them some more on websites, and in this case we are scouting for some big demand, for some big players who are coming for, especially for institutional money. We're working on syndication desk for somebody who will be interested in the new asset and will be coming and buying this from our clients, from small entrepreneurs.
That's right. Couldn't have said it better. But yeah, so we're just scratching, really just scratching the surface. But I'm sure this year and as the project develops, we're going to see a lot more of everyone from the team. And let's wish us all the best, huh? Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you very much.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Opportunity. Thank you. Ну что, дороги, да? Не лайв, нарежьте или лайв все школ?
Лайв шло, и один нарежем.
Окей, супер. О, все нормально.